hellos. There's lots and lots of sounds going on around me. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, this is gonna be my third video on YouTube. But I was sitting in the bus to work right now, thinking to myself, Uguti, what would I do? What would I be? Who would I be? Where would I be if I wasn't working? In the sense that if I wasn't working, I didn't need to work for survival. Like, if we didn't need to survive, like if the only thing that you were expected to do in life, or that I was expected to do in life was to just leave, what would that look like? Like, what is it that I see myself doing? Because I'm like, maybe I'd be out in the trees, but I'm sure I'd get bored of being out in the trees. I'd be bored of constantly just being out in the trees. And I'm like, maybe I'd be a creative. Maybe I'd be creating art. Maybe I'd be singing my lungs away. I know I'd be singing, because singing was always a thing that I always loved doing. Because when I try to look back to the days when I was young, I would always sit by myself and think, oh, the flies. I need to go underground because the flies are going to get bad and I'm going to get annoyed. But I'd still be a traveler, just in a different way. I'd still try out ways of living life, just in a different way. But I can't do it in this moment in time because of, the things that we find ourselves in. Like, we need to eat, we need to be dressed, we need to be housed, and also because, like, we've been, oh my god, the flies, we've been introduced to all these things. You end up yearning for them. Like, you end up, like, you grow up wanting these things, and it's not that, like, it's not that, like, that you want, like, the expensive things in life, whatever. But I actually do want the expensive things in life. Not for other people, but for myself, Just for me. For me to come from a place of not lacking, To come from a place of having because I can and because it's possible. So it's a weird thing to think about, because the other day I posted a video on my WhatsApp status. I looked pretty, I looked so pretty. And, I've gotten to the point where obviously I've fallen in love with how I look, and, like, I'm happy with, how I look, like, I'm just appreciative of my body and everything. And then I thought of this other lady. The truck is making noise. I hope you guys can hear me. I thought of this other lady who was so beautiful. She still is so beautiful. And she had burns. Her hair was burnt, her skin, everything. And now obviously she looks different. And then I asked myself, and I wanted to ask everyone this question as well. Would you still love yourself if all that you have, all that you've defined yourself as, or all that you think you are, was taken away from you? Like, would you still love yourself if you were unable to walk? Would you still love yourself if all your teeth fell off and you couldn't afford dentures, would you still love yourself if everything, and like when I say everything, I mean like everything, you know, and you were left in the streets with nothing and just having to beg for food? Like, would you still love yourself if everything that you define is yourself as right now, if all of it was taken away from you? You know, what, that one thing that you love the most about yourself, it could be your hair, it could be your skin, it could be your nails, it could be your body. Would you still love yourself if that was taken away from you? Because then I think that is where self-love, that is like the god of self-love. Loving yourself with nothing but just loving yourself, you know, loving yourself the way your mother loved you, because you were brought into this world with nothing, and all your mother wanted to do was to provide for you, you know. And if maybe your mother couldn't provide for you, all she ever wanted was to maybe make sure that, and if your mother was a good mother, she'd make sure that you are well taken care of, you are loved. Like, just, would you? Is that possible? Because as an allied healthcare worker, I sometimes forget. I sometimes meet patients who are struggling to love themselves because there's things that they can't do with their own bodies. So they're like, well, I'm useless now. I can't walk. I can't feed myself. I can't eat by myself. I'll choke. I can't speak. I'm useless. What am I? But like, if you're useful to who? You know? Are you useful to the society that we've all succumbed to? So yeah, that's it.